Hey everyone, I'm here today with the game Supercollider, which is a trick-taking game where you are going to be doing must-follow tricks, except the lowest card is going to win. There's going to be explosions happening, and you're going to be looking for other things like that. So I've already kind of set up the game here for 4 players. In 4 players, you're going to want to leave enough room here. You're always going to play with the source. The source is this here, and then you're going to randomly hand out these player cards to people, so that each player has both a card out on the table and one in front of them to show who they are. In a 4-player game, you're going to get 8 cards dealt to each player. The remaining cards are going to go to the source over here, and then you're ready to play. After you've set these cards at the beginning, middle, and end. In this game, you're going to be playing 8 rounds or 10 rounds, depending on your player count. In 2 and 3 players, you're going to get a different number of cards, but in a 4-player game, you're going to play those 8 rounds until your hand is empty. In a 2 and 3-player game, you're going to play 10 rounds until your hand's empty, and then the round will be completed. So you're going to play actually tricks. The tricks are going to be determine how many. Those trick hands are going to determine how long the round is. So 8 to 10 trick hands, or depending on your player count. So 8 to 10 hands or tricks are going to be played depending on your player count. But here in a 4-player game, we're going to play 10 tricks. Here in a 4-player game, we're going to play 8 tricks, and then the round will be over. We're going to play 3 rounds. You're going to score points, which we'll talk about and show here more in a minute. But let's go ahead and get playing. In this case, we have red going first. I'm just going to rearrange a little bit. Well, it doesn't matter because it's going to change. But red's going to go first, and they're going to have to follow whatever the source plays. In this case, the source played a 5. You'll notice that there are some different bits of information on this card. So let's go ahead and take a look at this card. Each card is going to have information like this. So up at the top of the card, right, and here we have the point value. You can see those kind of atom things. This card is worth 2 points. It also has a play value of 5, and it has a -1 modifier on it. So with the source, we just flip those out. The source has no choice. Make sure you shuffle those pretty well so that they're facing different orientations. Also, remember that this is just a handmade prototype. The final cards are going to look a little bit different. But they play a 5, determining our starting suit that we have to follow. So 5, and they're also modifying the card that's going to eventually go over here, maybe by -1. So they play that. Red has to follow suit. In their hand, they have, let's see here, what do they have? They have a 5, a 3, an 8, 4. None of those really matter because they're not following suit right now. And they need to follow suit. So they're going to take a look at the 3 cards in their hand that do follow suit. They have another 5. Actually, that's great. They're going to do this because they want to see if they can change the suit plus make an explosion happen. Whoever has the most explosions each round is going to get either 3 points or 1 point, depending on if they made the most or second most. So they're going to play this 5. Here's what they're going to do with that. They're going to play the 5 like this so that it has the one over here, doesn't accidentally mess up what they're trying to do. But now that there's 2 5s out there, they're going to flip both of those over. And in the future, we're probably going to be taking those cards and then replacing them with placeholder cards. But for now, we'll leave them out there, knowing that the red player has made 2 explosions happen. And then blue is going to play their hand. Now they can play anything they want because there is no lead suit. Remembering that we follow this way for play order. Okay, no lead suit. They're going to play a low number because they want to try to win this trick. They didn't mind the orange though, so they're going to play this 1 orange, and they're just going to leave it like that. And with that, purple sees that. They know that they have to play orange. Let's see, what do they have in their hand? They have a 4. They have an 8. So with that, they can make something -2. They can make something +1. They're gonna mess with the 1 just to see if anybody else can maybe get rid of that 1 out there. Plus, they don't like that 1 being there, so they're gonna play this 4 like this. So now that we have 2 and 4, and it is yellow's turn. Yellow sees that, and they don't want to give 2 points to orange though. But the only orange that they have to purple though, the only orange that yellow has is this 6. So they decide they are going to they could do a couple different things, but what they want to do is they're going to play their 6 like this and make the 4 a 3. Okay, so now we have 2, 4, 2, 4, and 6. And then for their second card, because they have no more orange, they can play anything they want. So they decide to play this 3 here, so that it's going to cancel out these. So they also have 2 explosions. And then we're back to purple. Purple didn't like that. Although now this is 0, 6. Why do we have 0? Because this -1 is going to go all the way from this particle to this particle. Not great for purple. They were but in the case that it matters, but they don't think it does, they're going to just turn this 8 like this, because maybe they can go first next time. Playing the highest card of the lead suit allows you to go first next time, so they play that 8 there, and then we get back to blue. Blue doesn't have a whole lot going on other than this 2, except they have to play 2. Nobody else knew that that was there, but you'll notice again this happens. So we have 0, 6, 8, 0. So these zeros cancel out like this, and then we check the board state again. So blue just made 2 explosions. So red and blue and yellow have made explosions happen. That's why we're going to be taking those off, or have some other card that will be in your hand to keep track of those. But they'll make those explosions happen. And now we have 6 and 8. This is bad for everybody else because yellow is winning with a 6, which means that they would get 2 points. So red takes a look at that. They look at their hand and they say, you know what, that's not a big deal. I can just cancel this. Well, but I don't want to cancel this out because that would make this, because they could play their 7, right? If they played their 7, it would mean that they would cancel out the 6 here. The problem with that, of course, is that purple would get 3 points. So they decide the best thing to do is to just play a 6 like this and make this a 9. So now we have 6, 8, and now by playing their 6, actually, and their 7 wouldn't be winning anyway. It's okay, because now 8 and this 4 is winning. Red is now winning with their 4. That was the dangerous part of purple playing this -2 this direction to cancel out, is now this is a 4. And red plays that, and then we see what finally the source plays. The source is going to just flip that up. They have a 9. It doesn't do anything else, but they are going to stay in the first position. Let's pretend, though, that it had been maybe something like this, so that red still won the trick. So red would take the trick, get their 2 points that they're going to hold on to, and now because the 9 is the highest one here, purple would become the new leader for the next trick. Like this, we just scoot the source down like this. Everybody else just scoots down 1 slot. We clear up everything. Everybody would have taken cards to hold on to show how many explosions they had made happen, and we would continue play like that. We continue playing through the end of the game with different people taking the first player turn and doing that until we get to the end. At the end, we're going to take all the cards that we won and look at the points on them. So maybe I had something like this. Obviously, it's easier to win with lower cards, but in this case, I would have points on these cards. So here I would have something like 2, 5, 8, 9, and 11 points. Plus, I would have points for any rounds on rounds 1, 2, or 3 where I had won the most explosions, and add those points, either 3 or 1 from each round of explosions, and add up and get my final score. Whoever has the highest score wins. In the case of a tie, whoever has the most atom cards wins. If you still have a tie, then you're just going to have to share the victory or play the game again to see who wins. You can even play a 2-player game. That's the basics of Supercollider. Let me know what you think of the game. I'm looking forward to sharing it with everybody. I'll be at Gen Con with it. I really like how the cards are multi-use and you have a lot of ability to mitigate and play different things as you play this game. A lot of trick-taking games, you have to kind of play the hand that's given you and you don't have much choice at all. In Supercollider, there's a lot of choice because of these modifiers and how you can play the card and which offsuit is important when. Thanks for watching. Happy gaming. We'll catch you later.